Hey guys, in this video I'll be showing you how to turn your Jazwares Freddy into this game accurate, more posable Freddy. As you can see, I'll be using the FNAF 1 Freddy Endo series figure from the first wave. So my first issue with the figure is his head is not very articulated, as it can only rotate 360 degrees, but can't move up or down, which Freddy does a lot of. So I'll be using this Lego ball joint. It's a pretty simple process of cutting the ball joint and the cup off of the piece. Next, what you want to do is use a bigger pliers and cut the neck of the endoskeleton. To better hold the ball joint, I drilled into the torso, where the cut was. This is where I'm going to glue in the peg for the ball joint. I would recommend fully removing the neck and replacing it with the cup instead. This makes it so his neck isn't too long. Once you've glued the pieces together, you just have to reassemble them. This simple modification instantly makes him way more posable. As you can see, he's a lot more expressive just by the head articulation. But I'm not done with the figure just yet, as I have a gripe with his paint job. It's too orange, and I'm gonna have to dismantle him. I dismantled him so I could repaint him a lot easier. I gave him a dark brown paint coat over the entire figure in order to give him a lot more dirt and a darker tone instead of the weird orange color he has out of the box. As you probably already know, there are many renditions to Classic Freddy. You have the original Scott Cawthon FNAF 1 model, the Steel Wool Help Wanted model, and the Illumix Special Delivery model. Most notably, they have different textures, meaning they have different colors as well. I generally try to go for the first game's color, although it did kind of lean a bit closer to Special Delivery, but I wasn't too mad, and I think that was mostly because he was a bit shiny, as he's a plastic figure and the paint I was using wasn't very matte. So if you do want to go for a 100% FNAF 1 design, or even Help Wanted, I'd recommend giving him a matte varnish. When it comes to actually building up the dirt layers on the figure, I'd recommend going with light layers and a bit transparent in order to get a nice buildup of dirt, rather than going fully dark and completely ruining the figure. Now this is probably one of the trickiest parts to get right, the muzzle/stomach color. I started off with a dark tan color, as I kind of wanted to start off with a darker color and build up to lighter layers. So that's what I did, but I made it a bit too transparent on the first layer, kind of making it look weird, because for some reason Jazwares gave Freddy an almost orangey yellow muzzle color, when it really should be more of a tan. So I think I might have done it a bit too dark on the first layer, but I built it up with lighter layers afterwards. You can see here I also colored in the insides of the ears, because Jazwares didn't do that. As you can see, I also accidentally painted over the dots on his face, so I just repainted those. Aside from the paint, there is a big issue with the proportions of the Endo series figure hands. So on my own, I designed 3D printed hands as replacements for these. you can see the size difference here. I made a microphone hand, 2 open hands, 2 fisted hands, and also another hand that I'll show you later. So, about that other hand I made. It's actually Freddy's hand with the endoskeleton clipping through it, as seen in many FNAF 1 renders. I thought it was quite memorable, so I made it here. I'd also recommend painting over the joint that you glued, just to make it a bit more seamless with the rest of the figure. Here I'm just painting in the teeth with some black to separate them a bit more. And now I'm adding the final layer of dirt to the entire figure, mainly on the stomach and the muzzle, as that's where it's needed the most. So here he is, the new and improved Jazwares Freddy Fazbear. He looks so much better than the original and the Funko figure that preceded him, almost 10 years beforehand. The paint job makes him look a lot less like a cheap figure and more like the actual Freddy, or at least a good quality figure of him. Even with the added neck articulation, all of the parts are fully removable and posable. This neck articulation really allows him to get into any pose you want, no matter how ridiculous. The extra hands also give him a lot more personality than the small baby hands he normally had. However, no matter how much articulation you give this guy, he's never going to be able to naturally do the Golden Freddy pose. But he'll still look good with all the other FNAF Jazwares figures that have released so far. I'm still trying to get Foxy and Chica, but they haven't released in my country or anywhere outside of the US, it seems. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I would also really appreciate it if you liked the video and subscribe to my channel. And let me know what you want me to make next. My next video will be E102 Gamma from Sonic Adventure 1. He's been taking a long time to make, so he may possibly take 3 weeks instead of 2 weeks, but I'm not entirely sure, so my next video will either be in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. But anyway, I hope you liked the video, and thanks for watching.